Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City video. I asked for it in my last video that I did with terms of Harry Maguire and alternatives. When I looked at it, I asked if you wanted me to clear up the homegrown rules for Manchester City. A lot of people said that they did want me to, so here I am doing that video. It's been requested in other videos too, so I'm here to clear everything up. Before we get on with this video, like always, make sure you leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here and want to stay up to date and in the loop with everything Manchester City transfer news and Manchester City latest news and everything involved with Man City. Make sure you subscribe, press the bell and put your push notifications on. You can go and check out my social media links, which you can find in description below and popping up on screen. And don't forget, leave your thoughts in the comments below. So we're going to crack on with this video and talk about homegrown players. So what is homegrown? Homegrown classes as an English national, so you have to have a passport from England, so either born in England or brought over to England, and you've been here for an extended amount of time. Normally when you're brought over as a kid, you'd be registered as an English national, so hence players like Raheem Sterling, who's actually born I think in Jamaica, is actually classed as an English player who's been raised in England and obviously an English national too, played for the English national squad. Because he's been here, well, under the age of 21, and he's been here for years and years and years. You get my point here. He has an English passport. So you have to either be an English national born in England or trained in England for more than 3 years, as long as when you were training in England for more than 3 years under the age of 21. So if you're trained here in England from the ages of 17 or younger, and you've stayed here for more than 3 years, then you'll be classed as a homegrown player. And that's where we're at with Manchester City at this moment in time. Last season, cast your minds back. This is Premier League based, by the way, no Champions League. Champions League's a little bit different, a little bit more complicated for me to explain, but I'll explain that at the end of the video. But homegrown players for last season, City used Fabian Delph, Raheem Sterling, Kyle Walker and John Stones. There's 4 positions. You're allowed 17 non-homegrown players maximum, no more. You're allowed 17 non-homegrown players. These are normally players, senior players over the age of 21. But you can register younger players, but anyone under the age of 21 doesn't need registering. So 17 senior homegrown players, these non-homegrown players, is what you're allowed, and that's what Manchester City have at this moment in time, in the form of Ederson, Bravo, Danilo, Otamendi, Laporte, Mendy, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Ilkay Gundogan, Rodrigo, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Riyad Mahrez, Leroy Sané, Sergio Aguero, and Gabriel Jesus, who is now 22 years old and needs registering. So there's 17 players, senior players for Manchester City. We've got at this moment in time 5 homegrown players, so the players that I mentioned before, Delph, Sterling, Walker and John Stones, and Angelino is also classed as homegrown. He's been at Manchester City since 2014, and I think he'd been in England either for, I think it was for around 4 years. And obviously under the age of 21, so he's allowed to be classed as homegrown. So, clear up a quick one. If Fabian Delph does leave, Angelino is already his replacement. That's why he's already cleared out his locker. He knows his days at Manchester City are numbered. But if Delph doesn't leave, he can still be registered as a player. No problem there. Having 5 players, having 17 maximum non-homegrown players means we've got 22 players. You're allowed a squad of 25. Leaves 3 spaces open for 3 homegrown players. So that's where we're at. So basically, if we want to sign a senior player that isn't a homegrown player, then we'll have to sell a player that isn't a homegrown player. So what I mean by that is if we brought someone like Nathan Ake in, then no one would need to leave. We'd be able to register him. He'd be classed as a homegrown player, and then we'd have 6 at this moment in time homegrown players. Fabian Delph leaves, then it'd be 5, and we still have that space for the homegrown players to be registered, obviously. But problem we've got at this moment in time, I've not included Mangala. I know for a fact that Manchester City want to sell Mangala, and if he doesn't leave, he will not, N-O-T, not English lessons, but if you don't know how to spell, he will not be included in Manchester City's squad if he isn't sold. So he's not going to be registered. So Mangala, why we put on a new deal, I don't know. But that's where we're at this moment in time. If we want to sign Cancelo, Danilo needs to leave first. Leaves on loan or permanently, doesn't matter, he won't be registered at Manchester City. It means we'd have 16 players, we're allowed 17, and Cancelo would be able to slot in. So that's where he'd be. I've not included Phil Foden on this video because Phil Foden is still under the age of 21 and does not need registering until he is 21. But Phil Foden will be classed as a homegrown player during the Champions League and will be registered, and therefore will be classed as a player trained by the club too. You're allowed 4 players. You have to have 4 players trained by the club or leave space for that. So basically, I think City's got Phil Foden that's been trained by the club, Angelino possibly might fall under that. I'm not too sure. I'd need further clarification on that. So I might have 1 or 2 players. So we'd probably be registering a squad of, well, 21, 22 players for the Champions League. So basically, what we've got is probably what we're going to settle, and that's my conclusion, unless we bring in a homegrown player, which is why we've chased Harry Maguire all summer, homegrown player. It's why we're being linked with Ake, he's a homegrown player. Where it leaves Riesco and the goalkeeper, I'm not too sure, if I'm completely honest. Maybe he won't be registered and he'd just be used as a third choice keeper, and they'd promote Grimshaw alongside him, and he's literally just there to learn alongside the players until he decides to retire, because apparently he's got a job lined up as a City goalkeeping coach under Pep Guardiola. I have no idea. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what the next few weeks brings in the transfer window. But that's been the video. I hope it's a little bit clearer. To conclude, homegrown player, an English-born player, an English national, or a player that's trained in England for 3 years or longer, as long as they were under 21 during them 3 years. And you're allowed 17 non-homegrown players, in City already meet the criteria, just need to sell a couple of players. So basically, if we want to bring in a non-homegrown player, we need to sell another non-homegrown player. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. Press the red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. You aim for 5,000 subscribers, by the way, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. And you can go and check out my social media links, my Twitter and Instagram, which you can find in description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my socials. If you so wish, go and check them out. And I'll see you all again for the next video. So it's been JSGC. Hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. Peace. Ciao for now.